You're listening to Get Optimized, the only podcast dedicated to bringing you infinite amounts of clients using forgotten tactics from the grizzled veterans of marketing. Nate Kennedy is the owner of Optimized Assets, the #1 hired agency for businesses that want to leverage digital marketing to scale client acquisition campaigns without scaling effort. Here's your host, Nate Kennedy.
All right, welcome back. I'm excited to get into this podcast. Nate Kennedy here with Get Optimized. So what I want to do in this podcast, I'm super excited about. I'm gonna talk about. I get a lot of questions on what tools we use for our clients, for ourselves to generate more sales and maximize the traffic that we're getting. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about those things, but I also want to share an optimization win that I've had lately. So getting optimized, that's not only just in your business, although that's a lot of what we talk about, but it's also personally, it's also fitness, right? Some of the things that I really spend a lot of my time doing. So I recently decided to buckle down on my fitness, actually. Normally, I stay relatively fit, but I got a little lazy and soft. And I started doing two things, working out with a 20-pound weighted vest and added some anabolic fasting. And what I did is I've created this entire program for myself from all the different years and fitness and things I've tested. And this process that I put together has been pretty cool. So I got, like I said, I got a little soft, but I'm also down 19 pounds as of today. Not a bad little experiment that I put together. Been optimizing my fitness, my eating, and all that good stuff. And the coolest part is it's super sustainable. A lot of that diet stuff just isn't sustainable and it's very tough. This is actually a lifestyle. It's a sustainable lifestyle. You can eat the things you want. You can condense them. You got to make good decisions too. But at the same time, anyways, if you'd like me to do some sort of podcast on what regimen I've gone through on my fitness over the last couple months to drop that 19 pounds and lean back up, definitely hit me up in the comments. Let me know, and we will do that. So with that said, I want to jump into business optimization, okay? We're going to get into the newest marketing tools that you can be using to get big wins with your traffic, okay? The newest marketing tools you can use to get big wins with your traffic is what we're going to go over. These are the tools that we've been leveraging lately that is driving more revenue for our clients. Matter of fact, one of these tools has already generated over $25,000 in revenue within the first 2 weeks of implementing it. One tool, such an easy find. But anyways, so last episode, I talked a little bit about conversational marketing and where it's going. So I want to reiterate one of the tools that I talked a little bit about on there, and it's Drift. We started using Drift, and we're using it in multiple places. This is a conversational tool. So if you notice in today's marketing world, things are going in a different direction. Branding, direct response branding is becoming very, very important. A holistic traffic strategy is becoming very important. Not, playing Russian roulette with your traffic and dedicated to one network. And, these things together and combined and conversations are coming very, very big. More of people want to interact with either a chatbot or a human. And as I proved in last episode, the stats are there that this is ever growing and it should be part of your business. But a couple things that we've used Drift for since the last episode that we've been implementing because it's such a huge integral part of the growth. And we're now talking about building an entire team around just using this tool for the business to drive revenue. Hell, $25,000 in 2 weeks, it's definitely worth the investment for some people to manage it and really go deep with it. So we're using it as a conversation starter for people that are on. We started with just popping it up in front of people that are on our order page. And then we decided, you know what? We got a promotion going out, an email promotion to our database that is offering a unique option to them. It's a unique option that we've never offered within this company, and we put it out there. And what was really cool about it is it generated within 1 hour of sending the email and having this Drift on this page. We had what we did with it was a 90-second video and an appointment to set an appointment with us. So very sexy offer on the page. Can't get too much into it, private client stuff. But the offer itself generated 20 appointments in the first hour. 20 people booked an appointment. But more importantly, 55 additional conversations were created through the chat conversation. So what happened is people went through, the people that understood the offer, they booked the appointment right away. The people who had more questions and maybe it would have bounced previously and left the page because they didn't quite get it, they now had an option to ask a question. And on the other end of that chat, is our sales team for that company answering those questions and then putting them into the offer from there. So it was a huge win to get 20 appointments booked, but it was an even bigger win to get 55 conversations started that potentially may have never happened otherwise without this little tool on the page. Now, another way that it is implemented that you can leverage, let's say you're a high ticket seller. What is one way that you can do? What's one thing you can do, right? So what's changing in today's game, and I don't know what I'm finding in my business and in my clients' businesses, is that applications are getting harder and harder to get filled out. Less and less people are filling them out. Less and less, unless the offer is super sexy, even less people, application appointments are costing more and more money over time. So one way that you can leverage this tool is to ask the question on the page and start conversations with these people. So if they are on your offer page, let's say you have a case study that then leads to a application. Well, you can pop this chat tool up, you can start a conversation, and then you can actually take them through, hey, by the way, I got a couple questions for you real quick. Can you answer them? And you give them multiple choice answers. And what's going to happen is you're going to start pre-screening these people and actually ultimately give them the application inside of chat. It's micro commitments. Question 1, they answer, pop up a different question. Question 2, they answer, pop up a third question. Now you can create a tree similar to that survey funnel stuff. You can also create a tree with this conversational piece to drive people back and forth based on how they answer questions. So you're able to use this conversational to start an easy conversation with somebody already on your website, pre-screen them the application questions without sending to them an application. So it's a different way to get your application filled out and an appointment booked without sending them to the standard application page that they're used to seeing from all the other high ticket sellers. That is a wow moment right there. So I hope you wrote that down. If you want help implementing it, let us know. The next tool that you can potentially use is ManyChat. And that's just one, right? ManyChat, there's all kinds of Facebook automated chat systems out there these days. ManyChat being one of them. They're kind of the original into the marketplace. So we are actually building chat sequences that parallel email marketing efforts that has boosted show up rates. So what we're doing is we're taking the chat sequences and we're mirroring what's happening. So if we know we're going to send an email and we're going to get a 10% open rate on that email or even a 50% open rate on that first email, what's going to happen is if we have them on our chat list, we know we're going to get an 85% open rate. So they may not get our email, and it's tougher and tougher to get in the inbox these days. Email is very effective and a great piece of your business you should be using. But at the same time, less people open email, inboxes are flooded. So what we're doing is triggering a message to go out at the same time that the email goes out to remind them of what they just signed up for and communicating those conversations in there. And just like the previous tool with the drift conversation, you can actually do the application questions right inside of chat as well to pre-screen these people and put them into obviously appointments or products that, is the best fit for them to help them.
The fastest way to scale your business is to get optimized. That's why Nate has pulled together his best resources to help you speed up the process. Go to www.natekennedy.com/free to access them now. What are you waiting for? Go to www.natekennedy.com/free right now and get optimized.
So that's one way, is build the chat sequences to mirror. If you have a webinar and you have email follow-up and you want to increase your show-up rate, build the chat feature to mirror the emails you're sending to get them to show up. Now, one other cool thing that we did that was working like gangbusters, getting us about a 40% subscription rate to our ManyChat, is we are offering a bonus. So on the thank you page of a webinar, we're embedding a little send me a message button that says, hey, by the way, if you would like me to send you the transcript of the webinar, or if you would like me to send you this report after the webinar is done, click this button here and I will send it to you. And send me a message over on Facebook and I will get you this report, whatever that bonus is, right? And that is another thing that we're doing to two simple things we're using to grow our ManyChat list. But what's really cool about this is now we're just creating conversations with those two tools, creating the ability to put them on the list to create those conversations so we can have a more personalized touch with those people and then pick up more clients. And also maximize the traffic. If you're sending traffic, think about bounce rates are enormous on pages. This order page, cart abandonment rate is enormous. This allows you to fix that. Building a conversation was the stats I proved on the previous episode. If you haven't listened to the one about conversational marketing, go listen to it. So right there, we're now have them within a couple different realms that we can communicate with them effectively. So another tool that we're using is called OptiMonk. So OptiMonk's been around a little while, but we're using this actually really effectively with on-site retargeting. So OptiMonk is great for when somebody's already on your site and to pop a very relevant offer in front of them. Now you can set all these different cool little things with it and say, hey, only show this to people that saw this page and this page first. You can say, show this to everybody. You can say, hey, only show this to someone who's been engaged on this page for 25 seconds, right? So you can set all these different parameters and conditions on how you want to show these offers. So for example, one of our clients has 3 core pillars to their business. And each one of those they have a self-liquidating offer for each one of those core pillars that allows somebody to basically order. It's a free plus shipping offer that somebody can order at a low risk price to them and then get them into the system as a buyer for us. So what we have is each one of those core pillars, we have different content on the site for each one of those different core pillars. So all the content that matches core pillar 1, we're showing them the self-liquidating low ticket offer to those people. Core pillar 2, we're showing that offer to those people. Core pillar 3, we're showing that offer to those people. And what's happening in the first week of implementing that, just traffic that was already visiting our site, that was already there, that we weren't monetizing because we weren't making them any offers. They're reading our content. They're engaged with us. They like us. And what we did is we generated $1,000 of revenue that first week of implementing it. And obviously it's gone on and made more. But now, you may not say that I think $1,000 is big time money, but that's reoccurring revenue. So $1,000 of reoccurring monthly revenue can become a big deal. But this is money and traffic that was sitting on the site reading our content, and we weren't doing anything about it. So what we did is gave them an opportunity with this tool to give them a very hyper-targeted offer to the content they're reading, and then also take an ability to come generate and engage with us and, become a customer and help them solve problems in their business. So pretty awesome. So that's another tool. Now, another tool that we're using is push notifications. Okay. So there's all kinds of ways to use push notifications in today's environment as well. And it's another way to engage people that are on your site. It's a way to engage people by getting your message in the palm of their hand, in their pocket, kind of like the Facebook chat does. So Push Crew is a tool we've been using. We're able to get our trainings and messages. So what happens now is if we're sending an email out for a training, and now our Push Crew messaging system is a little bit smaller, but what's happening is we're finding now we're also able to push messages. It's a good size list, but it's smaller than our email list. And we're able to push out those messages now as well. Hey, we got a training coming up this week. Check it out. Or, hey, I just recorded this video for you on Facebook, and drive them over there to increase your views on Facebook to get more engagement. So these are things that you can do with Push Crew effectively to get more engagement and grow your list as well. So those tools, and I want to step back on something I just said on maybe so it doesn't get lost in the excitement of me breaking this stuff down. But Push Crew, when you have that Push Crew list, when you have on-site retargeting, when you have ManyChat, when you have drift conversation going, when you have these things going. So people talk about, let's talk about Facebook real quick and Instagram, how, you basically get a buy for engagement. You got to pay for engagement if you want it on your pages, if you got really good content. Well, think about how things snowball. If you've got a really good content piece and you get some engagement to it, Facebook starts showing it more. Then you get more engagement. They get more, as it gets more engagement, more people in it, Facebook will obviously show it more. So if you can actually jumpstart that engagement by leveraging other pieces and other lists and subscribers that you have, it's one thing to send an email out, but imagine if you already have a promotion running for that week and you don't really want to bombard, hey, I just created this content piece. Well, you could also leverage the Push Crew to send out a message to that Facebook post that you just did, or that Facebook video you just live, or that Instagram post, whatever that is, right? Or that YouTube video you created. And then what you can do is increase the engagement, the views, and everything on that by leveraging that tool. So I just want to drive that home. So with that said, those are some of when we get asked all the time, what are some of the newest tools? This is about Get Optimized. Get Optimized is a lot of different things, right? We talk about it's fitness, it's marketing, it's business, it's being holistic and all that stuff. But when we get into we do a lot of the marketing stuff. So that's why we cover a handful of these tools, but we're always optimizing things and trying to find new ways and stay on the cutting edge of what's going on in the marketing space for your business. So if we can stay on the cutting edge and we can deliver that information to you, you can be on the cutting edge going forward. So with that said, quick recap. Drift, we're using Drift for a conversational tool. It's generating more revenue on otherwise people that potentially are abandoning our cart. Or you can leverage it to pre-screen application before you get on a phone call with them. You can leverage ManyChat to increase your show up rate to your webinars, or to engage conversations and also application type stuff, deliver bonuses. And also deliver content to that list as you create it. You can use OptiMonk for on-site retargeting to put very specific offers and hyper-targeted offers in front of the content that those people are already engaging with. And Push Crew to push out your trainings and messages. It's a whole nother list subscribing-based system to be able to push that information out to these people, pop up in the palm of their phone, in their hand, on their phone, and everything else. Pretty slick. Next week, though, on our next podcast, I'm getting into what I see a big issue going on in today's marketplace. People are playing traffic roulette, and it is risky business, my friend. It is risky business. And if you're playing traffic roulette right now and you're betting on one network and you're going all in on one network, it's not if you get shut down, or it's not if that network goes away, it's when that network goes away that your business crumbles. So it's not if your business will crumble, it's when, and knowing that you could have solved it by not playing traffic roulette. So we'll talk about more of a holistic traffic strategy to grow your business so you are safe and secure in the process you're running. So if one network goes, you still got your business up and running in other places, and you don't have to worry about living on mom's couch or mom's basement because your business blew up because you were playing traffic roulette and betting it all on one thing. So with that, thanks so much for showing up for Get Optimized. Love your feedback, comment, subscribe, share with a friend. I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.